Hey guys, it's me, Tikaani, and today I'm talking about Ash Trevino. Now, I'm not going to include Ash's children's names or faces. I'm just going to refer to them as their age, being 12 and 15, and I want to emphasize how old they are because Ash is going around being like, oh, my children are grown, and her children are 12 and 15. That is not grown. Real quickly, Ash Trevino is basically a live stream TikToker who's known for neglecting her children, using a Rose vibrator live on her TikTok stream. An inmate hopper, she does quite enjoy the fellas in the jail. So, that's cool.
You're my 30th inmate. Did I not tell you that?
And also, another thing she's known for is stealing her 15-year-old's crush, because why not? And also, he was 19, by the way, and she was like 30 something. So I think that's really fun. Like, just imagine you go to your mom and you're like, Mom, look at this cute kid I found on TikTok that, like, I have, like, a cute crush on. And then your mom's just like, smash, and then just slides into his DMs. Like, I get that he's an adult at 19, but like, I mean, there's teens still in his age, brother. What are you doing? That's still a baby. I don't care if he's legal age. He's 19 talking to like a 36-year-old who clearly allegedly only wanted him because his daughter was like, I have a crush on him, and so she just wanted to be like, look, I got that guy, because he's not an inmate.
You're my 30th inmate.
He was just some dude on TikTok. Like, you cannot convince me otherwise. Like, she's already said that she's jealous of her daughter and her daughter and her father's relationship before the father unfortunately passed away. She would pull her daughter's freaking hair because she was jealous of her relationship with her father.
Whenever we lived with her dad, I used to pull her by the hair because I was so mad at her. Like, I feel like he loved her more than he loved me. And so, like, I took my anger out on her.
But basically, she's just a terrible person who uses TikTok Live and donations from a bunch of TikTok viewers for some reason to fund her absolutely selfish lifestyle. Like, she brags about buying Gucci or Prada or whatever kind of purse for her 15-year-old.
Like, I bought her a Gucci purse when, for her, was it 900K or 800K?
And Ash, I do not give a flying frick if your freaking kids have a bed at grandma and grandpa's house.
At my mom's house, though, yeah, they have a bed. They have a bed.
One thing Camilla asked, like, the girls, do you get recognized out? And 15 says that, yeah, she did. She was at a store one time.
Once I got recognized by myself. Someone asked me if I was Ashley Reynolds' daughter, and I said yeah. And she was like, "Can I take a picture with you?"
Poor 15 is over here like, yeah, I was really scared because, like, I wasn't around my family or anything.
It was scary because I was like away from my family because I wasn't with my mom. I was with my grandma, grandpa, and my sister.
And I don't know if she meant scary as in like fear or if she meant scary as like an anxiety, because anxiety could also kind of feel like fear. Maybe she just has social anxiety, but I don't care. She should not be terrified of any form of someone just coming up and like asking for a picture with her. Why are they doing that? Why are they coming up and asking for a picture with her? Like, that's ridiculous. This is a child whose mom is literally popular for banging inmates, using her vibrator on freaking live streams, and stealing her daughter's boyfriend, as well as neglecting her own freaking kids. Like, it's just really sad, and it hurts my heart for like these poor children that are having to deal with this, and they don't know because they're babies.
I used to pull her by the hair because I was so mad at her. I feel like he loved her more than he loved me.
To be jealous of your own child and their relationship with their father. As someone who was raised by a narcissist, I didn't know that my childhood was abusive. Like, I didn't know that I was neglected. Like, there's always things that were kind of like, my mom was really mean to me, but like, whatever, everybody's mom is mean to them. When I talked to my therapist and I told them the things that my mom did just as like a normal, one of my therapists, I made cry talking about it. As an adult, I didn't even know that it was not something that a child should go through for me, like when I went through my stuff. So like these kids don't know how wrong and how disgusting this is for Ash to put them through all this. Okay, I was watching a video by Film Cooper while he was talking about Ash Trevino, and he shared a clip from 12, the younger of the two, okay? Sharing a TikTok basically being like, I'm sorry for my mom's actions today. And then she wrote, like, I just wish things were the way they were before, meaning before TikTok, I presume. And, like, it's just a picture of her and Ash and them as both little babies, like, little toddlers, little kids. They're already little kids, but, and that's just so heartbreaking that a child feels like that she has to come on TikTok and apologize for her mother.
Mom, I just threw up.
You just threw up? Why? You're lying.
Let me throw up.
It's my lighting or what? I'm just kidding.
Mom, I threw up. Why are you dancing? Alexa, stop.
Bro, I was jamming to Nunu.
Her daughter is throwing up in the bathroom, and her mom's just like, hey, I'm having the time of my life singing my Nunu song while my daughter is freaking vomiting. Like, are you serious? Be a mother and get off of TikTok and go deal with your child and go help your child. Your child should not be like, Mom, I threw up, and then after you ignore them, the other child being like, oh, is she still dancing? As a child that also was parentified, I had to raise my little brother who was 8 years younger than me. Like, it caused us to have a strained relationship growing up because I, for some reason, had to make sure that he did all of his chores. Otherwise, I would get in trouble. Ash, I get it. All right, you had kids young. Okay, I think, I don't know what, she was like 20 something when she had kids. I get it. She didn't get to have her freaking party in her 20s life. My mom said the same shit. Now, these days, obviously, our rights to an abortion are taken away from us. And that is a whole fucking thing that I'm not going to talk about, but that is just like a whole upsetting thing. So, and today, you couldn't get pregnant and then be like, I can't raise a child. Go get services to help you. Come with the decision that either maybe you want to adopt it out to somebody or maybe you don't want to go through the pregnancy, okay? You should have a right to that choice. Unfortunately, Ash, by having these kids, you chose to have children. And choosing to have children means that you need to parent them. You need to be there for them. You need to set them up for their life so that they can go on and live their lives and make decisions that they want to make for themselves. Sure, you can regret having a child young, okay? Regretting having kids young and neglecting your children is two completely different things. This is absolutely just not okay. I just don't understand how someone can go out and have a child and then treat them so badly because they have a good relationship with their father. Are you kidding me?
I used to pull her by the hair because I was so mad at her. I feel like he loved her more than he loved me.
15 talks about how she can't even freaking keep friends. Her friends stopped being friends with her because her mom,
I would say we lost a bit of friends.
her mom had to pull them out of school because they were getting bullied and stuff. And she talks about it her friends are so jealous that she's not in school.
I feel like some of their friends are jealous because of the life that they have. They don't go to school anymore. They can just get up and leave, take a trip.
Your children need school. They need to learn. They need to know what's going on in the world. I hate this whole, unschooling is one thing. There are some TikTokers that pull their children out of school and they still go through the curriculum and they still teach them things and maybe things they aren't super knowledgeable about. They provide them the resources to learn these things. You think Ash, who is going on live stream all the time talking about her Nunu and straight up masturbating live on stream, is going around and teaching her children things and homeschooling them?
They're homeschooled.
Absolutely not. Even if she is, which she is not, allegedly. I don't know. I'm not there, but like it's just ridiculous. Okay? It's just ridiculous. It's harmful for these children to have to put up with something like this woman, okay? And I feel a lot of hurt for these kids as someone who was raised by a narcissist that didn't care about me, that would listen to me throwing up and just be like, well, I guess you gotta clean up your throw up now. That sucks.
You just threw up. Why? It's my lightning or what? I'm just kidding.
Mom, I threw up party dancing.
These children deserve so much better than sitting next to this freaking woman that just thinks it's okay to be jealous of your daughter's relationship with her father. That's wrong. My mom didn't want my stepdad hugging me because she had some things that she went through as a kid and she projected that onto everybody. That was hard, not being able to hug your stepdad, not being able to hug the person who's raised you since you were like freaking 4 years old. And like while she finally leaned up as I got older, like being young and not being able to hug your dad. And so when I listened to Ash sit there and be like, oh, I was jealous.
Like, I feel like he loved her more than he loved me. And so, like, I took my anger out on her.
She doesn't need to be jealous of her kids. Your children should have a completely different relationship with their father than you have with their father. Okay? Like, and I mean that as like romantically, love, like whatever, okay? And I also mean that in the way of if you and their father get a divorce, you should still be supporting your children's relationship with their dad. If their dad dies, you should still be supporting your children's relationship and their feelings about their dad being dead. You shouldn't be going on TikTok live being like, my baby daddy's dead, woo, like that's not something to celebrate. Your children lost their father.
My baby dead. Oh, mine's dead.
And the children have literally even been like on live telling Ash, please don't talk about my dad.
I love you, but you need to quit saying the dad stuff.
That is so freaking upsetting because I relate to that as well. Like my birth giver would sit there and bash my stepdad after they got divorced in front of my little baby brother. And I asked her to not talk about him for one weekend. And we got into such a bad fight, I had to kick her out of my house, and she hasn't been here since. That was the most traumatizing fight, not just for me, but for my little brother. So seeing Ash dance that her baby daddy fucking died is messed up.
My baby dead. Oh, mine's dead.
And then hearing these poor kids being like, can you please stop talking about my dad? It's messed up.
I love you, but you need to quit saying the dad stuff.
She's just a terrible freaking person, allegedly. I just don't understand how people can come support this woman and give her money and stuff when she is treating her children so badly. And I'm sure she clickbaits, oh, I'm gonna use these donations to buy my kids a bed. And instead she buys them a freaking Gucci, Prada, whatever, Louis Vuitton bag. It's devastating to watch this, and it's devastating to see so many people support this woman instead of tons of homeless people who aren't even bad people that deserve housings and food and like care and help, everything that they need. We're giving her. And then there's so many of these fucking TikTok grifters that are like co-streaming with her or whatever and like just like giving her attention. And I know it's hypocritical of me because I'm sitting here making this however long videos to talk about how other people are like grifting off of her while I'm making a video literally about her. But I would like to think that commentary channels are out here actually adding something to the conversation. A lot of these people that she's co-streaming with, for those of you that don't know on TikTok, they literally just battle each other, where basically they stand next to each other on each of their own screens and then point at the top of the screen and beg for money, and whoever gets the most money wins. I get it, it's your money, spend it how you want, but it's not helping. You're not helping. She is not gonna spend it on those kids. I do not care how many times she tells you that this goal is for the bed. She is buying a Gucci bag instead of a bed for her children. and her children don't understand and know how wrong that is. And I think that's just a huge, huge problem. If you're one of these people that are giving her money, just stop it. Honestly, me to you, if you're doing it to help the children, it is not going to help the children. Do better. Give your money to things that matter. Look into charities. You know, even better, if you can, volunteer your time. As someone who is sick and who has a plethora of health conditions, sometimes you just can't donate your time, and like donating your money seems like the only option. And you see these kids and you want to help them, but going to her streams and giving her views and giving her money and watching her do her little stupid TikTok battles, that's not helping anyone. To me, she doesn't care about her children. She has enough money to buy her children a bed, and she refuses to do so. She is someone who is spending all of her money on God knows what instead of beds. And people out there are still going to give her money. Camilla asked what Ash thought about going viral over basically being a neglectful mother. And Ash responds with, "I'm always going to be the villain in their book," referring to everyone looking at her.
So like I try to tell everybody, but of course, I'm always going to be the villain in their book.
If you're not sure what that means, basically Ash is implying that people are gonna paint her in a bad light, that they're gonna look at her negatively no matter what she does.
I'm always going to be the villain in their book.
Ma'am, you are out here doing villain stuff, okay? That's why people are looking at you like a villain, okay? If you want people to look at you like a good person, buy your kids a bed.
They've already got this persona that they have of me, and that's just who I am to them.
While it's true that there are people that are going to judge you based off of nothing, there are people that are going to make assumptions because they have that in their mind. There are people that are going to watch this video and being like, wow, she hates poor people. When no, but because I'm talking about her lack of purchasing of a bed for her children, there are people that are going to think that, because there are people out in the world that do just not have any thoughts up there. But this is not one of them. Ash, you being a villain is not one of them. Multiple times, she has not taken care of her children. Letting your 12-year-old vomit in the bathroom alone while you live stream and sing your Nunu song and dance.
Mom, I threw a party dancing.
That's a terrible mother. When your 15-year-old told you that she had a crush on some kid named Santos that's 19, and you slide into his DM, that's a terrible mother. So yeah, Ash, there are many reasons that I probably can't even think of why you might be a terrible mother and a bad parent. Her continuing to say that she raised her kids since they were born and never left their side, even today.
So honestly, I've raised my kids since they were born, never left their side. Till this day, still have not left their side.
And yet they live with their grandparents?
If that's where they feel more comfortable at, then why not, But I still legally have custody of my kids. I've never lost custody.
To sit here and lie about being a good parent and you're neglecting them emotionally, you're neglecting them physically, disgusting. Ash, when your children grow up and they learn what they have been through because of you and they go no contact, I hope that you change. I hope that when you're 50 years old and you realize how wrong this all was, you change and you want to be in their lives. I hope that they can be as strong as I had to be when I had to go no contact with my parent. Those little things, Ash, that just don't seem like that big of a deal to you, have an effect on these children and will have an effect on these children for the rest of their lives. Sometimes I think about the fact that I'm no contact with my mom, and that one day she's probably going to be in a nursing home or she's going to be in a hospital bed and she is going to die alone. And it's not a fun thing to have to accept that it's gonna happen. Sometimes there are just things that you can't come back from. It doesn't matter how much you change. There are some mistakes that can just not be undone. And I hope when Ash is old and she realizes that she made those kind of mistakes and her daughters want nothing to do with her, that she sits there and she really thinks about it and doesn't just sit in her self-pity and say that it's social media, it's this generation, that she realizes and knows that it was her.